Going into Zen for game number 1. I'm not shocked to see these guys in the finals. There were a lot of great players in this tournament. But this week, in our finals, spawning in the lower left-hand corner in the red for Raise Your Edge Gaming, it is PtitDrogo. And his opponent, you know who it is. You see one of these tournaments, the EU bracket, you know who's going to be in the finals just about every single week. It is Mouse Sports HeroMarine. He's been in the finals of like 6 of the 8 or something just insane like that. He didn't even play last week because IEM was about to happen. Drogo actually did play last week, but got knocked out right before the finals. In the semifinals by Rodzin in a PvP. So, makes it to the finals this time, and his prize is he gets to fight against HeroMarine. Not really a prize I'd want. But, obviously these guys, I'd say they're pretty evenly matched. Drogo has looked really good as of late. And, of course, Gabe, always looking real good. But his games against Showtime were very, very close. And I wouldn't put Drogo too much lower than Showtime in terms of skill level. And at some points, I'd even swap them. So we'll see if Drogo can bring his A game. HeroMarine's going to have a real tough fight against him. That being said, HeroMarine is very good against Protoss, generally speaking. And I fear for Drogo when these bio pushes start moving across the map. Reaper going to move across. I like this gateway block off. He can get the Stalker out the front and still prevent the Reaper from actually coming in. I guess it doesn't really do much if the Reaper just jumps up, though. Was this Cybercore first? I guess it must have been to get that Stalker out so early. Shield battery in the main base says no to the Reaper. HeroMarine, though, going for CC on the high ground. Getting out a Widow Mine and double Marine production. What is this game? I guess this is a Zen game. That's what this is. This is a Zen game. This is a Zen build from both players. Very specific to this map. A lot of players really don't like playing this map because you kind of have to have a weird opening. You kind of have to have a very specific way to start this game, and both players did. And honestly, it's kind of ended up even here. Reaper will come in and see the Robo. That's a nice scout. Owen can pop out the giant main base Reaper exit. Comes back in, not sure why. Leaves again. Widowmine now down on the low ground. And the CC floating down there as well. Drogo, a bit ahead in that economy, which is generally to be expected, but yeah, he's got a good amount of workers over HeroMarine here. Warp Gate going to be finishing up soon. We'll see if Drogo wants to put on any pressure. There's a couple more gateways going to be finishing. But not going to be able to put on too much pressure. No bunker here. We had the same thought at the same time. That's the only time I get to say that about me and HeroMarine. Great minds think alike. You know what they say? Ah, that Reaper got a probe kill and gave his life for it. Drogo ready for a drop. And it is a drop. And Drogo's way ready for it. The mine's going to try to drop into the natural, but no. Fully deterred. Really nice positioning there from Drogo. He must have seen that with an observer, or I don't know, maybe he was on that wavelength. Really nicely done. But it's very important that HeroMarine didn't lose the medevac, didn't lose the mines. Oh no. Oh, Gabe. All right. At least he's paying attention. Observer sees all. That observer sees its own death at the hands of the Raven popping out just in time for HeroMarine. There is a third CC on the way. It's up in the main base. Double, I almost called them Evo chambers. Engineering bays coming down. Single forge and the Twilight coming out of Drogo. As I say that, he plants down the second forge. Does want to get the double upgrades going on. We'll see if it's going to be Blink first or Charge. He's getting Colossi and a Robo and a, Thermal Lance is what I meant to say. So, okay, so Blink going to be going with that. I think that's a good combo. Well, some exposed probes here. Going to be taking a little bit of damage, but a perfect pull from Drogo. Loses one probe. Oh, loses two. Not so perfect anymore. And the Raven going to have to sit up in the corner in the timeout zone. You can barely see it up there. Sitting in the corner. I really like these pillars. That's really cool. Oh, nope. Actually, just going to drop another turret. Nope, just going to leave. Okay. Well, there you go. Gabe floating that third base down. Going to take the forward expansion. We should see some minerals being mined here. I think that medevac drop actually ended up coming home. Oh, no. It ended up going through. Huh. Didn't get anything done. That is too bad there for Gabe. Must have missed that, been looking back at HeroMarine's base or something. Well, looks like the auto turret gonna be coming back in. And not gonna be getting anything done whatsoever. Damages the Stalker slightly. There you go. Double medevac drop, though, going to be heading into the main base. And there's not really much to defend up here. The Stalkers are just leaving. Poorly timed Stalker leaving here for Drogo. Not the best start to the drop, though. Oh, look at this pylon. That's going to power a bunch of stuff. I don't know if I like this drop anymore from Gabe. I don't know if I like it anymore, Gabe. All right, medevac's going down, but he's going to focus down Stalkers, and the medevacs go down. Okay, yep, not a big fan. Drogo floating a little bit because his gateways are all unpowered. But that, I guess it ended up okay for HeroMarine. If we check out resources lost, definitely in Drogo's favor. Now that Raven, after having gotten 5 kills, will move home. Now, HeroMarine's army is a lot bigger than Drogo's. And HeroMarine's 2-2 is starting earlier. But with Chrono Boost, it should be relatively close. Both of their armor lagging a bit behind the attack. There's some Stalkers looking to do some damage up here. Concussive shells, not finished. There's that moment when you're a Terran and you're fighting a Stalker or whatever it is, and it's not slowing down, and you're like, damn it, I forgot concussive shells again. So he starts up concussive shells. Personally, I just queue it as soon as I start combat shields. 50 minerals, 50 gas, it's worth having it for those first couple engagements. Widowmine's actually moving out on the map. Feels like kind of a random spot. Gonna blink out of that one. Nicely done by Drogo. This one, though, can be hidden. HeroMarine going for a big... no. HeroMarine changing his mind. Not going for a big drop. Decided that's not how he wanted to play this one out. What an odd set of choices just then. To lift up, to drop down, to stim forward. Anyways, what do we have out of Drogo? We have Storm. No Storm is upgraded just yet, but his army's looking quite strong. Are going to want some EMPs. What's the Ghost situation? 3 Ghosts on the way out. Enhanced Shockwaves coming up. He's also got Vikings coming out. Not rallied, though, so not necessarily a part of a control group. Zealots come in. Don't really do much. 4th base going to be taken over here. Looks like he wants to make it a planetary. Oh no, the SCVs. He wasn't ready for it. But Drogo's going to attack. He's sending Zealots around to the mostly undefended 3rd base. And the main part of his army is hitting at the 4th. He should be able to clean up this 4th base at the very least. Down it goes. Anti-armor missile on top of all of these units, though. Massive anti-armor missile. Where are the EMPs? There's the EMPs hitting, well, there's the EMPs hitting some of those units. The Vikings will land after dealing with all of that. 15 SCVs have gone down, though. The 3rd is in shambles, and HeroMarine is in shambles. Drogo blinks forward. More Vikings landing. I don't think it's going to be enough. The SCV is coming off the line. He might clean this up, but at what cost? I'll tell you, at the cost of a lot of SCVs. 22. Drogo's up on 69 workers, 55 SCVs for HeroMarine. He loses the 4th CC. He will go back to mining at the 3rd, but it's feeling a little bit rough right now for the big Gabe. A lot of those ghosts going down. What do we have coming up behind this for Drogo? I'd love to see some disruptors. He's actually going to go back into Colossus. You know what? I don't mind that, because a lot of those Vikings went down. And the last thing HeroMarine wants to do right now is make useless Vikings. Zealot killing some stuff. Gonna take those gas geysers down. HeroMarine has one last push, but he's down a bunch of army supply. Upgrades are even. The longer Drogo waits, the better this gets for him. But it's a while before his upgrades come out, so he might not want to wait for them. Trades a couple Marines for a Stalker. Zealots hitting the 3rd base, though. More workers going down. And Drogo's pushing to attack again. I don't know if I like this attack from Drogo. I mean, he's got upgrades on the way, knows he's ahead economically. All he has to do is sit back. That's all he has to do. Sit back, let your upgrades come in. You know you've crippled his economy, you've hurt his army. The army supply is even now. You don't want to give him too much time, but Drogo can get maxed and then move out on the map once his upgrades finish up. He's getting a Dark Shrine. I think that's beautiful. Went ahead, get more ahead. Sometimes the best way to get more ahead is to build a Dark Shrine. Another Robo coming down so you can pump out more of those Colossi, more Disruptors, whatever it happens to be. The Zealot will kill this refinery if Gabe doesn't repair it. Oh my god, I can't believe this Zealot isn't dead. There's a big attack coming, though. Gabe can't focus on that Zealot. He's got to focus on this big attack at his 3rd. EMP is going down, landing, blanketing everything. Massive EMPs. But is it going to be enough? I actually think it might be enough. Not quite. There's so many Stalkers left over. 5 more SCVs going down. That's something HeroMarine just cannot handle right now. Yeah, he's just going to tap out. Drogo's going to take game number 1 with a convincing couple of fights there. I'm sure HeroMarine not feeling so hot about that one. I don't know if he's streaming right now, but you can go check out how he's feeling on his stream. If you frequent his stream, you'll know how he feels about losing to Protoss. Yeah, maybe Protoss is a little broken. Who knows? Gabe 2020. Classic. All right, gotta swap our players out because I really don't want to play against Drogo. Not feeling it. Not feeling that whole playing against Drogo thing. Seems Drogo is AFK for a minute. I assume he'll switch the players before we get into the game. HeroMarine's here. He's ready to go. Just gotta wait 1 second. We're gonna be going into Ephemeron for game number 2. I hope that the here we go. Players have swapped. I hope that game 2 goes a little bit better for HeroMarine. I'd love to see a nice close series. We know that Gabe can do it. I mean, his games against Showtime were a masterclass in TVP. Showtime looked fantastic in those games. And actually made it out of his group, which I think is also really impressive. You gotta like those jams. All right, let's get into the game. Game number 2. Where we have spawning in the lower right-hand corner. Currently up 1-0 in this best of 5. It is Razor Edge Gaming's PtitDrogo. And his opponent, who despite spawning in the upper left, doesn't actually want to be in the upper left. It is Mousesport's HeroMarine. He wants to be in the exact same barracks location that Clem was using earlier. Look at that. He wants to be near his opponent. He says, I just want to give you a hug, Drogo. I just want to give you a hug. Is that too much to ask for? Barracks going down, reactor or refinery coming up. Drogo did scout a little bit. Sometimes this is a popular place for those racks because it's behind the vision blockers. Is this a third racks coming up? Oh, damn. All right. Now, Drogo's going to see no supply depot at the front. Drogo's going to see a severely low SCV count. And he's going to know that this is at least 2 racks, if not just knows that it's 3 racks. Grizz, that is not Oban, that is Lagavulin that you spy in the back. All right, gets the confirmation scout, sees all 3 barracks. He's got a first zealot coming out. Cybercore is about to finish. He's saving his chrono for that. I think that's a good decision. SCV in the main base. I'd love to see like a bunker go down up here. That'd be kind of cool. This is very interesting. 3 shield batteries going down on the low ground. All right, first stalker's coming out. Gonna cancel one of those shield batteries. Feeling a little safe. Ooh, first Reaper. Oh, don't send that Reaper back. That's not a good plan. 3 Reapers at a time. Oh my god, there's a 4th barracks. Can you even sustain 4 racks Reaper? HeroMarine is as all in as it gets. This probe being super annoying. Four Reapers out right now. There's 2 Stalkers, a Zealot, and 2 shield batteries. How could Gabe ever win this? How? Alright, I like this better. Attacking the pylon. Already chipped away half the shields. He's got to be so careful, though. We're going to need perfect micro out of HeroMarine in order for him to make this work. 4 Reapers at a time. This can get out of hand real quick. As soon as you start killing those first units. Twilight Council coming down. Drogo's feeling quite confident about holding this, but you cannot get too confident against a build like this. Absolutely cannot. How many Reapers do we have out? 8 Reapers currently, 4 more being made at a time. Constantly. How's that supply looking for HeroMarine? Oh! Alright, he's coming in. He's going to grab the Zealot. Shield batteries still have a lot of energy. Got to keep an eye on the Reapers lost. 1 goes down so far. HeroMarine is very close to being supply blocked. Alright, he lifts one of the barracks up to send it over. I see. Gonna get vision on that high ground. Grabs that pylon in about half a second. A nice re-pylon block here from Drogo. Not being able to warp in is a little bit rough. So far, pretty nice micro here. Ooh, 2 Reapers going down, though. And this pylon is just out of range. He can't fast warp in next to the shield batteries. And now the Reapers are in. They're in. The shield batteries are nowhere near. There's a Dark Shrine 2/3 of the way finished. Is HeroMarine going to be able to catch wind of that? He grabs 1 Stalker. He grabs a 2nd Stalker. A 3rd Stalker starting to take damage. He has no idea about this Dark Shrine yet. He's getting on top of these shield battery healed Stalkers. Is it going to be enough? Kills both of the Stalkers. There's 1 more Stalker here. Ooh, Gabe's being drawn into vision. He sees the Dark Shrine, but the Dark Shrine is now finished. Where are the DTs? There's 1 DT warping in, slow warping at a forward pylon, but that needs to kill everything. There is a scan available. Engineering bay coming up. Ooh, couple Reapers getting caught. But the probes are all going down. There's only 1 DT. He could surround this with SCVs, I think. But are there DTs on the offensive as well? There are. Can he kill the pylon in time? Nope. No, he cannot. 6 SCVs going down. There's the surround, a turret going up, but the DT is dead. Oh, it recalls home? No, I think it died. No, it did. It recalled home with just 4 hit points left. But Drogo taps out. GG. He can't do anything but chase these Reapers around, and eventually HeroMarine will be able to get more scans up. Well played. Holy crap. That's an insane one there from HeroMarine. 4 Rags Reaper. No +1 though. Although he's getting an NG bay back home, so maybe he was going to be going up to +1 eventually. Nice handling of those DTs as well, but he had just done so much damage by the time they warped in that it was too late. And the Reapers are much faster than the DTs, able to just run away forever. Everyone obsessed with the alcohol in the background. It's true. It's true. It's a good bottle of scotch, you know? People who like scotch, they're gonna know. Waiting for the lobby link. And we're going into Simulacrum for game number 3. Guys are all tied up. It's been a good series so far. It's been a good series so far. We're just waiting. HeroMarine is ready. Drogo, is he ready? He is, because he started the countdown. Just 5 more seconds. Now, the question is, can HeroMarine beat Drogo in a longer game? I'm going to go out on a limb and say absolutely, I think he can, but if he's not feeling confident in it, we might see more cheeses coming out of him. I don't think we'll see Proxy 4 Rax Reaper again for, oh, I don't know, about 100 years, but we may see something. Spawning in the upper left of Simulacrum, it is the red Protoss, PtitDrogo. And his opponent in the lower right, in the blue for Mouse Sports, it's HeroMarine. Yeah, so no proxy shenanigans this game. I'm not really shocked to see that. I think HeroMarine does feel pretty confident in his long game against Drogo. But sometimes it's nice to grab a cheeky quick win like that. Put Drogo on the back foot. It was kind of an intense game too. But we'll see what these guys decide to be going into this game. I wonder if it'll be Cybercore before Nexus, if Drogo's feeling like he wants to play it safe. That would be a good decision, in my opinion. Probe gonna come on, scout what's going on. It's only a single gas, so HeroMarine likely just going for Reaper Expand. Nope, gonna be Nexus first, so not afraid. He's not afraid. Although that might have been a decision based on what he saw back at home for HeroMarine. We have an SCV scout. Doesn't look like it. Nope. And it's going to be Marine first so he can get that quicker factory. Okay. That is not something we see all that often. And I don't think Drogo's expecting it after a game with only Reapers to have 0 Reapers. Not often you see that. It's like a Zerg player not getting Ling speed or making Zerglings. You're like, I mean, I guess technically. But this is so we can get the quicker factory, so we can get the quicker reactor. I assume this is going to be a Hellion build. He may want a bunker at the front. It's not incredibly common, but we could see the Stalker move across the map. Because the Stalker hasn't seen the Reaper, you don't really want to send it across. This is going to be Hellions. This is going to be a proxy starport. He makes the medevac and drops the Hellion in the main. This is great for this map. There's a ton of dead space in the corner of your base. I really like this build choice here from HeroMarine. I'm going to start off very aggressive with these Hellions. And you know, Zerg players have gotten very used to dealing with Hellions. They're good at splitting their drones and making sure they minimize the damage. A lot of Protoss players, not quite as practiced at that particular aspect. So you sometimes get a Protoss player that goes, oh, I need to pull, and just lines all of their probes up and watches them sadly die. I don't think that necessarily will happen with Drogo, but then I also didn't think that Euthermal was going to kill 21 probes with a single Widow Mine earlier. I hope somebody like clipped that. I'm gonna have to go back and clip that if nobody did, because damn, that was some juicy Widow Mine. All right, Hellions are loaded into the medevac. The Observer is gonna see this, so that dead space I was talking about, not existent. Going straight for the mineral line. Probes are kind of lined up. Ooh, a nice pull on some of those probes, but doesn't get the block. Oh my god, so many workers going down. So far, 11 dying, 13. The medevac goes down. Ooh, a nice force field to block those out of there. 3 of those Hellions escape. And the follow-up is going to be a Raven for some harass. Drogo says, well, I guess I'll just take a third base. But down to 30 probes. 13 probes going down for 3 Hellions and a medevac. I'd say that was worth it for our Terran player in this game. Double Observer. These Observers really want to scout, dude. They move over, they see the proxied starport. They see that it has a tech lab. And they'll actually even see what comes out of it. Oh, it's another... Whoa, wait, what? There was a Raven, though. There was a Raven, though. I saw it. It must have just canceled to get those Hellions back up into the main base. Is Drogo paying attention? Where are his units? Okay, there you go. He's moving back into the main now. it just feels a little bit late. These Hellions are actually still going to find damage, even though that was fully scouted by Drogo. Hot pickup, grabs 2 of those Hellions, gets on out of there. In the meantime, 3rd CC getting finished up for HeroMarine. Back at home, he's got more barracks going down. Going to be getting into that bio play. Starting his +1, only a single engineering bay, so just the single +1. Grabs 1 observer. There is still a second one, of course, but grabs the 1. Ooh, and this medevac. Oh, it's empty. I guess those Hellions must have died. Drogo's still behind on workers. Ooh, there's the 2 Hellions. Gonna try to shark into the 3rd base.
Base is under attack.
I was gonna try to check Drogo's vision, but now he sees the Hellions. Nice force field there, limiting the amount of damage done, but still 20 probes dying so far this game. I don't know what this medevac is doing. Ooh, doesn't quite get the Raven. That can go home and be repaired. Stargate coming home. Or Starport, rather, coming home. 3rd CC should be lifting off and going to land soon. HeroMarine's really afraid of an attack. But, oh, maybe for good reason. A ton of gateways on the way up. +1 being chronoed out. Charge being chronoed out. Is Drogo planning on going for a big attack? I don't think so. I actually don't really think so. He may in a couple minutes here, as his +1 finishes. That might be a nice time for an attack. But right now, he does not need to go attack. And HeroMarine's playing very defensively. I think he could go take a 3rd quite easily. And he agrees he's going to go do that. See, look at that. HeroMarine and I on the same wavelength. Warp Prism coming in. Cyclone says, hey, bud. Ooh, and a turret. That's a dead Warp Prism. Drogo a little late on that response. And HeroMarine taking a nice position at his 3rd base. Now, Drogo's 3rd base has been up a long time. We check the income graph. We can't check the income graph because we're not on Game Heart. Too bad. Income-wise, it's been slightly favoring Drogo. I would say this the last few minutes, even though he's been down on workers. He's had the 3rd base to mine more efficiently. Now, that being said, HeroMarine is definitely taking the income lead right now. And his supply is quite a bit higher than Drogo's at the moment. 30 supply up, and that's basically just all army. The worker count has been pretty close this whole game. HeroMarine has been ahead instead of behind like a Terran normally would be, but it's been a very close worker count. This Zealot's going to spot the full medevac, giving Drogo the opportunity to potentially snipe it. Looks like he wants to try to grab it out on the corner here. There's no dead space up here. So the Stalkers could grab it, but they're a little bit far away. He's going to be warping in, though, in the main base. Ooh, Stalkers just miss it. HeroMarine not fully focused on it. There is a Dark Shrine. Ooh, Raven coming down with some auto turrets. Has 4 kills so far. Yeah, HeroMarine not really focused on this drop, but going to grab a couple of Stalkers for his trouble. And all this has just been a distraction to get into position, and he absolutely is going to get into position. Oh, some Zealots funneling in before this fight even starts. Drogo's just going to tap out. GG. HeroMarine has way too much there. And HeroMarine goes up 2-1 map score. He's 1 map away from taking these finals. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I finally won in a normal game. Feels good to beat a Protoss. But you have to kill 20 probes in order for the game to be even. I just like working on my HeroMarine impression, you know? It's a fun one to do. It's a really fun one to do. Game is finally balanced. There you go. There you go. All right, should be getting into game number 4 very soon. very soon. Just waiting for the lobby link. And we'll see if either of these guys feel like going a little aggressive once again. There we go. Eternal Empire, the Ladder Edition. Got ourselves a lobby link. Got all our casters in. HeroMarine is ready. Drogo. Is Drogo ready? I hope so. Should be getting in soon. Getting started any second now. Countdown has begun. Eternal Empire. There's been a lot of really, really good TVPs on this map. I have to say, this map, so far of this map season, has given us the best games. At least in my opinion. I feel like every time I get on this map, it's almost always some really, really good games. So, I'm looking forward to this one. We'll see if Gabe can close it out. Let's head on in. Currently down 1-2. He started off strong with game 1, but he needs to pull it back to finish off this series. And in fact, it's on his last life. It is Razor Edge's PtitDrogo. And in the upper right, he's won one game with the cheese and one game with a serious push. It's Mouse Sports HeroMarine. Looks like going to be going for, gas after racks, actually. Getting that racks up earlier. Maybe a similar build. It's kind of interesting. Maybe just delaying the factory a little bit. We'll see if Drogo goes for the Nexus before Core. It's kind of what I expect from him. This map can be pretty good for Reapers. But I think he's pretty confident that the Reaper phase is over in this series. And there goes the probe. Grabs the Nexus. Probe comes up to be annoying. It's going to be a Reaper this game. No more quick Hellions. Oh yeah, I played poorly, but it doesn't matter because I killed enough probes, so it was okay. I'm much better than him, but I'm only 10% better than him, so it's not enough because he has Protoss. Classic HeroMarine memes. You can't go wrong with some good Big Gabe memes. Gotta love them. I'm interested if PtitDrogo is gonna do anything different this game, like what he's gonna bring when he's on the precipice here. When one more loss and he's lost the finals. Because, you know, he won game 1 and it was actually very convincing. He looked really good in that game. So I do think that he could bring it back here. I mean, 2 games in a row is not out of the question. Or at the very least, this game. Certainly something that Drogo can do. But I want to see what tech he decides to go for. It's a Robo to start off with. Is he going to go into Colossus once again? That did seem to work quite well for him in game 1. Game 2, he felt a little unsure, and maybe that's just a side effect of losing so many workers, just so focused on rebuilding that economy that he never really got to where he wanted to be. But we're not going to see that same kind of pressure out of HeroMarine in this game. We may see some dropped Widow Mines. Did not work out in game number 1 on Zen. In fact, most of Gabe's harassment didn't really do much in game 1. But might work out a little bit better on this map. There's a lot of airspace. There's a lot of paths to get to your opponent's base. Makes it a lot harder for Drogo to react. And be in the right spot at all times. And it is going to be a Widow Mine drop. Should be a triple Widow Mine drop with this timing. We already have an Observer moving across the map. Is it going to see the Widow Mines, though? It doesn't look like it. Observers move at a very slow pace. I think it's like observers are the third slowest unit in the game. They fly, so they seem to move decently quick, but they're pretty slow. And it actually passes directly across the medevac's path. So Drogo should be fully ready for this attack, or for this drop. Yeah, he's got a bunch of units here. If he's just ready to pull probes, I think he'll be just fine. Oh yeah, Gabe, you gotta get out of there, bud. Ooh, he's trying to be fancy, but it's not working. There's an observer over here as well. That does look like we're going to be going into Colossus here. Twilight Council and Forge drop down, all of the tech. That probe just took the longest path to this Nexus possible. He just took the gas out and went all the way around. And people say Brood War has bad pathing. Psh. All right, more barracks coming up. Lots more barracks coming up. Third base is already finished. Should be getting over to location pretty soon because he didn't do a ton of that probe damage. HeroMarine is down 11 workers at the moment. The fake Phoenix comes up. Fake news Phoenix. That Phoenix, though, delivering real news to Drogo about what HeroMarine's doing. Drogo going heavy on the gateways. Got his Templar Archives coming up. He's just getting all the tech. He says, I don't think you're going to be attacking me too soon. Widowmine drop comes back in. Should be able to get 3 workers. I mean, 3 mines, 3 workers. Better than no workers, I suppose. HeroMarine's still down 10 workers, though. Can we look at the income graph this game? We can, very heavily in Drogo's favor. Just now, a little bit skewed in HeroMarine's favor because of that pull-off, but definitely in Drogo's favor. +1 on the way. It looks like we have 1-1 coming up for Gabe, so his upgrade should be a good bit ahead, as there's no second forge. But Thermal Lance, Colossi, charge. Is he going to get Storm? Is this going to be for Archons? Drogo did seem to like his Archons. Oh my god. This medevac is at 10 hit points. Double medevac drop. Gonna come grab this pylon at the very least. Drogo in position, but HeroMarine's not coming in. 3 more probes went down. What is that, Raven? Yeah, it's the Raven. 2 of them were the Raven at the very least. Oh, I think the 3rd one was the one that was chilling down here. HeroMarine building up that 4th CC. Getting it ready. Bit of an attack here, but this is only 2 medevacs of units from Gabe. There's another group of units. HeroMarine is up on army supply, but in terms of the fight, yeah, gonna want to run away from this one. Doesn't have any specialist units out for the Colossi or the Storm just yet. Does he have Storm? No Storm. I think he may have forgotten it, to be honest with you. I hope Drogo realizes that, because he's got High Templar floating around with his army. Oh, okay. Never mind. He just wanted to make an Archon. He says, I don't want Storm. I'll let my Archons get EMP'd instead of my High Templar. And now going into Disruptors. So I favor Drogo a lot more in this game than I have in his previous games. Is that Ruptor going to get stuck? Can it fit through this tiny little crevice? Still 700 minerals in here. He may need to pick it up with a War Prism. Alright, looks like a bit of a Zealot counterattack. Gonna delay this fourth base a little bit. Drogo taking his own 4th base. I mean, it's down. It's down. It's going. Both of them at 70 plus workers. Oh, no. It just goes around that side. There you go. Dark Shrine coming up. More gateways coming down. Excuse my observing. HeroMarine pulls back home. He's got ghosts. He's got his enhanced EMP radius coming up. Blink is almost done. Everybody just getting all the upgrades they need to be. HeroMarine is quite a bit ahead in the upgrades. His 2-2 is about to finish, whereas 2-2 for Drogo is actually very far away. He's not even halfway done with attack, and shields is even further back. He's chronoing, and if there's not a fight in the next 45 seconds, it won't really matter, but something worth pointing out. 3-3 not coming up for Gabe. Maybe focusing on getting units out first. It's actually maxed army to maxed army. Disruptor Nova's coming out. The first one not getting too much of a hit. Second one grabs a single Marine. Ooh. Interference Matrix, or excuse me, anti-armor missile goes off before the Raven goes down. Gonna make this fight better for HeroMarine. EMP is going down, blanketing this army. Some of these units at half health. Oh, but that Disruptor Nova. Oh no. All right, there's DTs. DT's hitting at multiple bases. Gabe was focused on that. Lost a lot of units down here in this fight. He's down an army supply. One more Viking gets picked off. Gabe pulling back home. He cleans up the DTs. Didn't really lose much to it, though. Worker count still dead even. 2-2 is about to finish for Drogo, though. This is a perfect time for him to attack. Oh, Medevac's being sniped. Beautiful sniping there from Drogo, grabbing those Medevacs that were on the wrong flight path. Oh, big Nova connection. Massive Nova connections. That's going to be GG. HeroMarine's going to have to tap out. And we are going to be going to a game 5. All right, he's not tapping out yet, but he's 40 army supply down. He's losing his workers. He's losing his bases. There's the G. And the double G to follow it up. HeroMarine is nothing if he's not mannered. Yeah, here's a fun tip for you. Insulting community members in chat is not gonna fly. Especially not during a tournament. We're going to game 5. Going into game 5. It's gonna be on Triton. And so far, it's looked pretty back and forth. But I will say, the longer the game goes, the more confident Drogo seems to feel. So I think HeroMarine's going to need to do some early damage to make this happen. Somebody got into the lobby that wasn't meant to be here. They're gone now, and it's just us. It's just the casters, HeroMarine, and Drogo. Heading into Triton for game number 5. This will decide it all. HeroMarine's had a good record in these cups, but you know what? He's also made it to a lot of finals and not quite finished them off. Is it going to be the same case here? Only one way to find out. Hopping in to game number 5 on Triton in the lower right-hand corner. It is Razor Edge Gaming's PtitDrogo. And his opponent in the upper left-hand corner in the blue for Mouse Sports. It is HeroMarine. Alright, gonna be a gas first for HeroMarine. Barracks a little bit later. Should be able to get that factory up sooner though. Reaper walling off here with the gateway. Sending that probe out to scout. We'll likely be just going for a gateway expand rather than a cyber core before Nexus. Unless he's worried about a proxy, but I think the idea here is this probe actually gets to the base early enough to see if it's a proxy or not, and then he can make the decision. If he sees no barracks, maybe he can go up for a cyber core. Alright, he sees the barracks and decides to put the cyber core down anyways. Interesting decision. I wonder what triggered Drogo to do that. Because it is just a Reaper fast expand. Maybe it's not defensive. Maybe he wants to get aggressive. It is entirely possible that his plan is to make this Stalker very quickly and send it across the map. And if Gabe does not have a bunker, you need a bunker on this ramp if this is the kind of thing that's going to happen. Oh, it's going to be an Adept first. Okay. Alright. Well, Adept will push the Reaper away, gets the first hit, grabs a second hit, and the Reaper's got to run home. Second Adept being chronoed out, definitely wants to put on some pressure. It looks like HeroMarine wants to swap and go into Hellions once again. Hey, it worked once. Maybe it'll work a second time. Reaper comes up, not going to try to jump over the gateway. Oh, the Adept finds it. Oh, and it gets the second hit. That's a dead Reaper. He tried to drop the grenade, but not quite. Double Hellions, though, will push away this Adept. But the flip side of this is Drogo actually sees the double Hellion, so that's really nice there for Drogo. Getting that scout off, and double Adept is actually still pretty scary here. Yeah, scary enough where Gabe is actually just going to pull up into his main base until the next two Hellions pop out. Looks like one Hellion going to trade for both Adepts. Not a bad trade there for HeroMarine. But Drogo with the scout should be able to defend back at home once those Hellions come across. Got a Stalker out front to help do just that. But only one Stalker. Ooh, and it's going to be a Cloak follow-up. But how are these Hellions going to do in here? Actually decide to go into the main base after killing 4 probes already. Oracle comes out, turns on immediately, and will kill these last Hellions. 6 probes going down for the 3 Hellions. Also forces the Oracle to turn on. So that's a really not great use of energy. Drogo would have preferred not to have done that. But Drogo is getting very aggressive. He's got 3 gates, and he's warping in across the map at his proxy pylon. No bunker up just yet. Told you need a bunker. Banshee gonna fly right by this Oracle. Oracle's like, I see you. Banshee's like, yeah, I see you too. I think they're friends. Gets the Revelation off. There's not a lot here that shoots up though. I don't know if detection was the big issue. Cyclone going into the main base to help defend against the Oracles. Should be able to kill one of them. Oh man, actually, if those Marines hadn't been there, he definitely would have. That is a lot of Adepts. That is a lot of Adepts. Bunker gets emptied. Banshee comes over to help defend. I think Cloak might have been canceled once that Revelation went down. Ooh, gets the surround on the Cyclone to heal it up. 4 SCVs going down. All things considered, though, HeroMarine definitely in the lead right now. I mean, 42 to 41 workers. Yeah, Drogo didn't really lose that. Like, he didn't lose any more. I thought maybe I missed something, but HeroMarine's just been very good about continuing his SCV production behind all this. Command Center's about halfway done. Drogo's Nexus is getting close to finishing. Looks like HeroMarine might want to move out. He's got a couple of siege tanks. He's got a Viking to help shoo away any of these air units, but 2 Phoenixes here. Ooh, yeah, looks like that might be a dead Phoenix. No, nice lift up to cancel that, but loses the other Phoenix to do it. I'll save you, bro. This Phoenix better be very, very grateful. Just like the end of Saving Private Ryan, you know? Make it worth it. Or whatever Tom Hanks says to him. But HeroMarine's not going to move out anymore. He pulls back. Just going to put down a couple more barracks. He's starting his 1-1. And going to be taking a third base very soon. Cyclone out too far. Gets exploded. Meanwhile, Drogo back at home, getting up his charge, getting more Phoenixes out, and getting his +1 armor. Very good with the charge lots. Oh man, so far these air units have been very nice here for Drogo. They haven't gotten a ton of like crazy economic damage done, but they've deterred this push quite a bit. They're getting a big tag on it, so he knows exactly where this army is and what it's made of. Charge is not finished yet, though. It's very close, but it is not done. Once again, HeroMarine pulling back. It's the sign of a good player, in my opinion. The sign of a great player is being able to turn around and go back, going against your plans, and still feeling comfortable. Another revelation goes off on this army. Yeah, Phoenix look like they want to do some damage, but not going to get too much done. Might grab a SCV here. There you go. Gets 1, 2, even a third. Look at that. Nice job. Oracle's not really doing much. They're probably just going to stick around for the next revelation. There it goes. And that buys Drogo plenty of time. Charge is done. Blink is on the way. Is that a first robo or a second robo? It's the first robo. There we go. Now we know. Robo Bay coming down as well, so he's going to be getting it back into those Colossi. Temple Archives up for Archons. Looks like 4 total SCVs going down across the map. HeroMarine still up on workers, though. It's kind of incredible. Usually against Protoss, that is not the case. Oh, there's a second robo. So with the Robo Bay putting down a second robo, Stasis Trap goes down. I heard it. I didn't see it. But HeroMarine's moving across the map, and there's not going to be enough time for any Colossi to come out. That's the Stasis Trap going down. A big stim forces the Zealots to charge in. One of these tanks is not sieged yet. Tanks getting lifted up by the Phoenixes, but only 2 of them go down. There's 2 still on top of the ramp, dealing so much damage. I don't know if Drogo has enough here. There's not much left over. Army supply-wise, HeroMarine is 30 army supply ahead. He's killing probes. There's Phoenixes dying on the other side of the, or SCVs dying on the other side of the map. I don't know why I said Phoenixes. But it's not going to be enough. Immortal's going to go down. Stalkers are going to go down. Charged Zealot's going to get on top of these tanks. Tanks should be able to get into the medevac. This medevac is at 1 hit point, so thankfully for HeroMarine, there's no more Stalkers. Warps in a few more. There's a Colossi. Colossus? Single Colossus. Once that comes out, that's going to help quite a bit. Oh, no Thermal Lance. No Thermal Lance is pretty rough. Splash damage is still really nice. Tank is shelling away at that Colossus. Oh, and there's just not enough here for Drogo. He's down to 18, 16 army supply. Phoenix goes down, and that's the last of the Zealots. Once they die, Drogo's going to have to tap out, and HeroMarine is going to be your champion for the ESL Open Cup number 8. He's won a lot. He's lost a lot. But this time, he succeeds, and he takes it to a Game 5. Breaks through the Protoss forces. Drogo put up a hell of a fight. Had a couple of really, really fantastic games. And it did feel like once the games got too long and once those Colossi started coming out, Drogo just ran away with it, both in Game 1 and in Game 4. But HeroMarine closing it out with another nice tank bio push. And that, my friends, is that. That is going to do it for us here at the Chicken Stream.